And a great big hey howdy hey to all my goofy goobers out there. Welcome back to Animanic with Kamikaze.
And DF. Hola, damas y caballeros. And I'm using Spanish because I do not know the Incan language.
Yep.
And I doubt many people do these days.
Yep. Also, we probably could have defaulted to Portuguese. I think a lot of people in the Southern America speak Portuguese. At least in Brazil.
Honey.
Which is a stretch away from Peru. What?
Yes, but honey, you know why they speak Portuguese down there? Because of colonialism. It's not their natural language. It's not the really, really natural language. Not the original one, anyway.
Nah, but it's the closest thing we got right now. But on the other,
not really.
But on
Portugal is over in Europe. It's a European language.
Am I stupid?
Yes, you're stupid. Did you really think Portuguese was like the equivalent of Native American speech in Latin America?
No, I thought it was a hybrid of Spanish and the languages that already existed there. I'm so dumb. I'm dumb.
Honey.
I'm so dumb. I am dumb.
It's a Latin-based language that comes from Portugal. Okay. My boyfriend, everybody.
I'm a little clown. But an even bigger clown is Mark Dindal, the director of tonight's delightful romp, The Emperor's New Groove. Now, talking about the story of this movie is definitely something. But because, like, what is the story? The story is, like, simple as buttered toast. It's, like...
It's loosely based off of Hans Christian Andersen's The Emperor's New Clothes. Very, very loosely.
Although
the original...
incredibly loosely that the original production, Kingdom of the Sun, was going to feature an Incan version of The Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah, I mean, our emperor still turned into a llama thanks to Yzma, but yeah, like we had Owen Wilson instead of John Goodman. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing, right?
And we would have had romantic subplot.
That's true. That's true. But I think for all intents and purposes, this movie actually does right by completely scrapping everything. Like, I haven't seen The Sweatbox, which is the underground documentary that Disney doesn't want you to see. But I'm sure it's pretty easy to find. Just go download it on the internet or something. I've been meaning to watch it, but basically the production hell that the movie was going through, they just couldn't make the script workable. And so they just tossed out everything. And Mark Dindal just had the animators animate things, you know, and then they just made them, and then it was like, okay, now that we know what we're doing, we can take these disparate things and we can put it all together, make this really comic over-the-top film. So, like, the animators were basically working without a script at a certain point. It was like absolute chaos. And by the end, it's like Disney needed to archive the script, but a script hadn't been written at all. There was no official script. So the script writer, who knows, maybe he just wrote an excerpt from the Communist Manifesto and that's just sitting in the Disney vault, but like, who knows? It's like, there wasn't really a script. Is the script actually the script of the film, or is it just like, so they go places and they do things for 12 pages? It's like, who knows? Heaven forbid that anybody ever dig that script up and actually find out, oh, this is a recipe for kumquat pie. But like...
Yeah, like, imagine if they, you could see some of the work in progress footage on YouTube. Imagine if they had gone with what they originally thought, paid a better tribute to Incan culture. But at the same time, we wouldn't have gotten all this, well, to put it in the modern sense, all this memeable stuff, and we wouldn't have gotten Kronk.
That is true. I mean, for all the faults of the production and how it was handled, it's like, ultimately at the end of the day, the way that they just were incapable of capturing the Incan vibes is how, in the complete opposite way, that Road to El Dorado, which released around this time, managed to capture Aztec vibes pretty well. But, dumb Americans probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's probably one of the reasons why Disney pivoted.
No, wait a minute. You sure it was Aztec?
El Dorado?
I mean, did they go to what would have been Mexico?
Fair enough. But like,
I don't. I'm gonna double check on that. We're not here. Yeah. But as far as cultural representation is,
this movie
it's
is
definitely
just
not deep cultural representation.
all the actors in the movie
pretty much
with
akin to her.
all the movies are like all the actors with like maybe like Eartha Kitt is the exception are all white.
But she's still not Latino.
She's not Latina.
Like no, there's not a single Latino person in this cast, not even for a minor role.
Like if you ask like just get a cast from Peru at least, because like Machu Picchu is definitely where they went for like visual reference for the film. It's like you could go to Peru and you could find like I don't know actors, but like no, probably not. How many Peruvian actors are in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I actually want to know that. That's
Even just Latino of any kind, I would have accepted probably. But you know, that's you know, despite the whitewash actors, and you know, this really be more of a comedy akin to Hercules, just like modern jokes in a long dead civilization setting.
Yeah, with the one exception being that
I can't say ancient civilization because the Incan culture is not as ancient as we think. It was destroyed in the 16th century. Yeah. However, I've not seen many complaints from the Latino community about this movie. I've seen that Latinos find it funny.
Yeah, because I think part of the thing about this movie is that all of the jokes would be the same jokes if the cast were white people or black people. There's no racial jokes. All the jokes are just absolute balls to the wall slapstick comedy. Like, even the dialogue is just punchy and quick. It's like, and at this point, like, again, talking about the story, it's like the Emperor gets transformed into a llama and has to work his way back on a buddy road trip with the villager he hates, whose village he was planning to destroy for his birthday. It's a very simple story on the surface. So it's like, ultimately, it's just to get into the movie and just, you know, talk about the animation, because if we talk about the jokes, like, how funny could they possibly be at that point?
And to be fair, I cannot imagine Kronk with any voice other than Patrick Warburton.
That's the thing, like, you cast Patrick Warburton, like, because it's Patrick Warburton. It's like, you want, like, a bit of a doof, but you also want an ancient gladiatorial warrior, like Asmodeus in the, or whatever his name was, in the Peabody and Sherman movie. So you get Patrick Warburton because that distinct voice. Agamemnon, thank you. I forgot what I said. Asmodeus. Oh wait, no.
Wrong show.
Give me a throat. Anyway.
Oh God, no. Let's avoid those jokes.
Let's just get at this movie. Everybody should have a copy, and every copy opens up with the classic logo because, again, like Toy Story, the music just flows into it, from the logo into the music of the first scene. So it's like, it's just perfect that way. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. Everybody, go ahead and sync up your copies, and don't forget that there is blurry footage here, so that if anything falls out of sync, you know what to do. Everybody, go ahead and do it now in 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, David Spade is great. Yeah, like.
Yeah,
burying the lead a little bit.
It's a shame he didn't reprise his role in the series. Like, I think the only ones who reprised their roles were Eartha Kitt, Wendy Malick, and Warburton.
Yeah, because even John Goodman didn't reprise his.
Maybe actually no. I think the Mecca's Meat Hut waitress reprised her role.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, that voice is unmistakable.
Okay, I cannot watch this movie the same way ever since I did that very long conification of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we were talking about doing whole Disney movie for BronyCon, we're trying to find one that was like under 90 minutes. This was like roughly 70 minutes, and we had to make sure we could pull off every scene.
Right.
And they were like, okay, so hypothetically, if we did this, what cast would we do? And then it just came naturally. Like, okay, this is the one we're doing.
I love how they make him look so pathetic in a human way.
Yeah, even as a llama, he's just so skinny for a llama.
Yeah. I mean, that's the good,
It's
like...
Yama. It's Yama, by the way.
Huh?
Yeah, we see Earl. It's Yama, if you want to go technical.
Nah. They say llama in the movie, I'm saying llama. Taking the movie on its own terms. Also, The Emperor's New Groove,
you know,
as a play on the title, The Emperor's New Clothes, is it's just a clever title.
I mean,
and also
really,
gets
really,
across
the concept of Emperor's New Clothes is that it's about an emperor who's selfish and self-absorbed. Well, in that case, in the case of the story, it's because he was obsessed with only clothes. But then he is humbled thanks to the help of peasants and also con people.
Yep.
So,
Doesn't
like,
even have to
thematically,
get up from his chair.
Wise doesn't really matter.
Also, this whole thing, right? This opening number, which is also the ending number, the only song in the movie, is this holdover. Just so simple. Just so simple. But like, yeah, it was gonna be a musical, and the same guy who was writing all the songs for the initial Kingdom of the Sun still wrote this song. Also,
not like Greek letters in this world. Again, this is like Hercules and Flintstones and all that. It's
very
modern jokes in a long dead civilization
but what's
setting.
really funny about that is that, unlike Hercules, there are very few anachronisms. I mean, they probably just don't stick out to me, just not knowing what
do you mean there are very few anachronisms? There are lots of anachronisms here.
And one thing that, like, stuck out to me in Hercules, though, was portraying Thebes as New York and literally having a traffic light be like a rotated, like, vase.
They have a fast food restaurant.
Also, here's something that's just brilliant on an animation budget form, is like, you just animate the one guy and you copy paste him over and over again, and then you offset the timing. It's kind of brilliant.
Not to mention river dancing.
Yeah,
Irish river dancing.
Michael Eisner saw, like, river dancing is gonna be the next big thing. He even made a Main Street nighttime parade around it, and, like, that didn't really go over very well.
And this is a plot that never really gets anywhere.
No.
Don't worry, dude. You'll find the one you love in the spinoff.
I love her. I love how she was just ready to throw down. Absolutely great.
Like, they all look the same too.
And again, that's another animation budget thing, is just redraw the hair, and it's like, there you go. It's like, there, we have the wives for this one scene, because they don't need to be here ever again.
Yeah, because everything we're seeing is that he's obsessed with himself. He's not even paying attention to the ladies, because he's like, no, I need even better. Even that flashback with the babies, we saw from the first moment, he was spoiled like a brat.
Yep.
See, he's alive. He did not commit murder.
Yeah.
Little John Fiedler.
Yeah, God rest his soul.
I think this was like other than Piglet, this was like his last movie role.
Well, actually, like, he actually reprised his role in the direct-to-video Kronk's New Groove, so, as the same character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Role. Emphasis on role.
Yeah. I guess his last
aside from Piglet, it was like the last
character,
role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
this is Eartha Kitt's
great. This is a great introduction.
Okay. God, they keep making fun of her looks.
Yep.
Okay, so, they keep making jokes about their relationship.
This is...
throughout this movie.
Yeah. What exactly is their deal? No one really knows.
And then Kronk ends up joining Cusco's high school at, what, 20?
Maybe he was in a remedial class.
Well, he did say he went through like 6 years of kindergarten or something.
That sounds about right. But yeah, also in terms of the old jokes, the way they're just animating her creasing, like just rubbing her temples and the wrinkles just going all over the place. It's just great.
So Yzma's really listed as one of the Disney villains who's like the most justified in her actions.
Yeah, just.
However, at the same time, she was kind of overstepping her bounds in this sense. Cusco's kind of right to be telling her off here.
Yeah.
Cusco's just.
And yeah.
Now, Cusco, I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't like being randomly touched by people.
Yeah.
Too.
Again, they just got. It's like, yeah, I wonder, like, how many of these characters just made up.
The guy with the pink slip knows that she's been fired. Right. She never even considers him.
Well, so I love the way they're drawing his face, the facial expressions, his little lip. Love his little lip.
Oh, Kronk. Yep. Yeah, see, if they had to completely change the script, we wouldn't have gotten Kronk, and we love Kronk.
He's like, what is he gonna question the Emperor and the Emperor's decisions? Mm-hmm.
Pacho wearing a poncho.
Yep. Just like how comically narrow those stairs are. Yep.
Yeah, and Punch is just a simple man.
Yeah, simple man.
He knows what he's proud of his role.
Salt of the earth
in the Empire.
And John Goodman's really great for that kind of friendly voice. He can play a variety of characters, but he's got range. But that fatherly vibe.
There's a reason John Goodman ended up being Santa Claus at one point, you know?
Oh yeah, I think he played Santa Claus a few times actually.
Yeah.
Like he's played
Santa
Claus in more than one
in
thing.
The Year Without a Santa Claus remake and also the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie.
This just... It's just...
Again, I can't stop seeing the pony clips we put you there.
It's just... He's like... He's perfectly self-absorbed, like... And like...
Yeah. You know, it's very interesting how, we usually start these Disney movies with like nice characters that you want to root for, but you immediately don't want to root for this guy.
No. But
and I think the last time we had that was like the Wind in the Willows, he makes just like, that I can think of.
That face is like, who does he think he is? I love that face when he walks away, because specifically the way it scrunches up is the first evil looking face he's ever made in the movie. Because like otherwise he's just a young man with this incredibly charming voice, but now he's an asshole.
Yeah, I think the last time that Disney's like had an immoral character at the forefront was like Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Yeah.
Except those two didn't really learn their lessons.
Nope.
Yeah, that explains so much, though, because Yzma mentioned I practically raised him. Also, I kind of have a theory that she did something to Cusco's dad. I mean, she has a secret lab, so what happened to Cusco's father?
One does wonder.
I mean, okay, but what about the pink slip guy? He knew. Pay him off at least.
He probably doesn't know. He's just
the pink slip guy knows. Like, he wrote the pink slip.
I mean, he's just writing down words and he doesn't pay attention. It's like I'm not paid enough to care. Besides, it's a comedy. Like nobody worries about the random guy who came in to take notes.
There still needs to be a ride at Disneyland at some point.
You'd think they'd already have done it, but like, if they made rides off of every relatively successful movie, then the park would be too bloated.
Okay. You know, she's justified in feeling like, you know, he fired me after years of loyalty, but then again, she already has all these potions at her disposal. This is not this girl's first rodeo.
One does have to wonder what her alchemy bullshit was for in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, Cusco's not got no other relatives, so what happened to all it? I mean, in the TV series, we saw this quick flashback where we see like Cusco's father, but his face is hidden. Like, Yzma, be sure to look after my little Cusco while I'm gone. Oh yes, of course, Your Majesty.
Also, this like cuisine 2 steps is not behind.
Really.
This is a great line.
Man, I edited this entire scene when we did the pony movie. It was a challenge because I had to get the potions in there and then the transformation. Now see, you could be a muscles guy and you could love cooking.
Yeah. And then through gritted teeth. Love it. Love the animation.
How do you not suspect her, you dummy head?
He's self-absorbed. It's like narcissism, not really, but he's off in his own world. He just doesn't care about look, the shot is focused on him while Kronk is doing completely nefarious things in the background. It's beautiful.
I mean, he could be thinking, look at these wrinkles. What is holding this woman together again? Yeah,
because, like, he only thinks about what is directly... I don't think he has object permanence. I think he just doesn't pay attention.
On the wall. Awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, now see, that's kind of like it's like, so what's your relationship to him?
Yeah.
I mean, in the sequel, it's like, I have a proposition for you, Kronk. A business proposition. So maybe it wasn't like that.
I mean,
oh, Kronk,
no matter how old Kronk is, she's too old for him. Off in his own world. Yep.
And that cactus.
Yeah.
I used to think as a kid that he cut a hole in his chin or something.
Neat trick. Okay, he also
Kronk, baby.
he's got different things on his mind too.
Now this was a very hard scene to edit because I had to get the dragon ears and and I did a
and
tail
then the cactus is a llama already. Yeah. It's just little things like that are just so funny. And then this beautiful showing just how much the llama design looks like Cusco. Like you just have a side by side, and it's just perfect. You know? Doink.
A llama? He's supposed to be dead!
It's just love Eartha Kitt's reads.
And why do you have all of those? And that's the only one with a label, too.
Maybe the reason they didn't have labels in the final scene is because she was in the middle of relabeling them.
Oh, okay. And coffee? Now, they did have coffee, so... They did have coffee.
Yeah.
That's where we got coffee from.
Yeah.
From...
Yeah.
Everybody in Latin America.
Mm-hmm. That's where the cocoa beans grow the best. No, wait, the coffee beans. Cocoa beans are chocolate. But
okay,
still...
so apparently they had to buy the copyright for Patrick Warburton's improv singing here.
Absolutely silly.
Yeah, they had to buy the copyright for this.
Like, hey, okay, Patrick Warburton, did you write this song for the movie? It's like, spot. Yes. It's like, okay, now we own it.
He made it up on the spot. Oh, and this is another reason to love Kronk.
Yeah.
He's the henchman with the conscience. I love how they do the shoulder angel and devil thing in the TV series, and then Yzma's like invents glasses so she can see all the shoulder angels and devils.
It's also so interesting that a lot of other characters got in on the gag as well.
I know. Oddly enough, Yzma never had them.
Well, they'd probably both be devils.
And so here, Patrick Warburton's sounding more like the little green men that he did in...
Which is because they're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
When he played the LGMs in Buzz Lightyear TV series, they just pitched up his voice.
Yeah.
And then he did this, "We are your leader" thing. You know, just... You know, acting. He did acting.
That'll work.
It's like... Yeah, off you go. I love that animation. Like, God. I really hope the credits name who the animators on specific characters were, because I gotta know who animated Kronk.
This is just a random gag. And they still make fun of that in the TV series. Except, what's up with the bug and monkey? When you find out, let me know.
What do we do with the body? That's a line.
Sorry, I just really love The Emperor's New School. Like, it has the same chaotic energy as this movie, and just...
You guys are...
Every joke from here comes a running gag, from the pull the lever to the bug and monkey and everything.
And then, like, you only get this with the subtitles here. Back, elbow, shoulder. It's like...
And Kronk does this in the TV series too. It's like, tiptoe, tiptoe, hide. Tiptoe, tiptoe, hide.
Just...
Ladder.
Just
up.
The word. Look. He's just using the words as an onomatopoeia, like he's grunting the words of what, like, where it hurts on his body. That's such a good animation. I love it.
Oh, Kronky Poo, we love you. I do like the Kronkster groove.
Yeah.
It's more relatable when you're a millennial
right
adult. Like, oh, everybody we don't have a house, we don't have a family.
Everybody pay attention to that bridge. That's coming back later.
Yeah, so that's the whole
we'll
point of this.
cross that bridge when we get to it.
To see the journey before we go on it.
Yeah. We ship Kronk Heart on this channel. Yes, Blue Heart. Kronk is your boyfriend.
And here's Wendy Malick's first role for Disney, I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like up to this point, like yeah.
And she still sounds the same.
Yeah, aged like wine.
Oh, baby's first wanted poster. And this was Disney's first time animating a pregnant woman.
Yep.
Only took them 60 years or so.
Also, this is what a loving marriage looks like. Look at them.
Oh yeah, they Pacha and Chicha are listed as like one of the best Disney couples, and that are underrated.
Best couples in general. We all know a kid who probably did that at one point. I was a kid who did that at one point. Probably because of watching this movie, and then I had some loose teeth after the fact. It's like,
Oh, here we go.
oh.
That's why I related to this, because, you know, I had a younger brother, and this was pretty much us.
Yeah.
I just love that look on Chicha's face, like really? And then, oh, right? At least Hootie isn't built into her door. You're right. No, instead we got llamas everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, some people relax by screaming into a pillow. Some people relax by doing the dishes. Who knows?
That's pretty much my mom. Like, I got laundry. Yeah, she knows.
This. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that he lied, but like, she knows that he's upset. It's like.
Well, you mean, how do you say that,
How do
hey,
you tell
we're gonna lose
her,
our home
hey, so
in a couple
basically
days?
everything we know and love is going to be burned to the ground for a beach resort?
Or his pregnant wife, too.
Yeah. Imagine having to evacuate the entire village. Self-absorbed motherfucker comes in just to interrupt the movie.
Fourth wall
And what's
breaking.
even funnier, though, is that he didn't bother to remind us until he was just about to show up. The fucking
let's
bastard.
also remember that this is Cusco narrating to that point later in the movie when he's in the rain. So he probably, at that moment he was narrating, still had a lot of harboring frustration towards Pacha, you know?
Yeah, like, definitely not happy. Thinking that this is everyone else's fault, it couldn't possibly be mine. But, I mean, so far...
Damon Lama!
Yeah.
You know, this could have very well taken place in the 1500s, too.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Yeah, because the Incan Empire and the Aztec empires, all that, they're not as ancient as we say they are.
Yeah.
He's so self-absorbed, he didn't even notice that he changed. Oh, this I always love this.
Yeah.
Llama face.
Yeah.
Now, I guess this is why people can stomach this movie, because we know he's a terrible character, but we're able to sit through this because he's funny.
Yeah, because, like, it's a bit of schadenfreude just to see him suffer before he becomes a better person.
Yes, he didn't even say that it was wrong what he said.
Yeah. God, he's always got a fucking... Yep.
He already knows that Yzma has a secret lab and doesn't even consider.
Careful, Scribe. That's the first episode of the TV show.
You turn him into a bunny?
Okay, maybe it was the
yellow bunny.
Okay, maybe it was the second episode where they turned him into a frog.
Something like that. I want to watch the TV series again now. It's on Disney Plus. I can watch it anytime I want.
Yeah. Jackass.
And the TV series has Melina.
Okay,
if you guys are
feels
looking
like
for...
Eric Goldberg animation in that one shot back there. Like, that felt very Eric Goldberg.
and this change in pitch. And still trying to get a grip on how to walk.
Yeah.
I like that little touch of animation there.
Yeah. No, he's like, yeah.
They're actually, I mean, Cusco was named after a city.
I mean,
in Incan Empire, Cusco. Yeah.
And there we have Pacha, the kind heart. Earlier we had Kronk. Here we have Pacha. He can't just let someone die.
David's, yeah. See, neither of them may be Latino, but their voice acting performances are excellent.
They're topical, and one of the reasons why his voice acting performance is so well, David Spade, is that basically the Disney, yeah, a reference to The Fly. It's too late. That's funny. And the too late sounds like a bolt. It sounds like a gulp from the spider. Ooh, microphone peaked.
I remember buying this on VHS at BJ's for the first time.
But yeah, like
we love this movie so much.
The Disney animators in the recording booth, like, they realized that he was giving a lot better performances when he was being recorded for the press junket, like for B-roll. So they basically just told him, yeah, we're recording B-roll, like, every time they were recording, even if it wasn't true, so that they could get his best performance. Because much like the character,
yeah,
David Spade's a bit of a narcissist.
Anachronism is the balloons. Another anachronism.
Yeah. Just love that. I love that. It's just like snap. Just that Looney Tunes fucking, like, comedy. It's the butterfly on the incredibly precarious, like, tree limb. It's like kind of thing.
And also, he's still not realizing actions have consequences. Like, he was mean to the squirrel woke up the jaguars.
Everything thus far has been his fault.
Reference to our last movie. Well, last
a few movies
2D
ago.
animated full movie. Last 2D animated full movie,
Full
you know?
feature.
Yeah. This was a pain to edit too. I had to put them both on, look like they were on the tree trunk. Yeah, I ended up editing most of the Pacha and Llama Cusco scenes, so it was a lot of Applejack and Spike there. I didn't know how that happened. I'm like, oh, I could do this one, I could do this one. Oh, wait a minute, I'm pretty much getting most of the same kind of scenes here.
God. Disney is still on point with their CGI integration. It's like,
yeah,
they're still on point because they've got...
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Downtown. I'm so glad I edited this scene.
Because, like, the thing is, like, whenever the log was spinning around, like, in 3D space, it was just the 3D model. And it was like, the way they integrate it, it's like, it's so well done.
So, here comes another anachronism. CPR. CPR was not created around at this time. And, you know, even if it was, actually, a common misconception about CPR is that you have to give ventilations mouth to mouth. Compressions are the first
more
recommended.
Step. It's like, if you have to do mouth to mouth, especially if it's a drowning victim, you want to compress because you want to get the water out of their system. Yeah.
And these days we got ventilation masks
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Just love everything here. Not even asking, just saying he will.
Yeah, and then he's
Yeah,
using
just drying
the
himself
poncho's
with his
account.
poncho.
Not even caring that he's putting out the fire over and over.
He doesn't even notice. I love it. I love the facial expressions here. Also, the physical acting is really good here. Where he's just like, ah. Also, like, here. Just a budget.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a llama. What can he do? And then, yep.
Mm.
This is the first
You
time.
can start being
and
nice.
really, this is the first time he's ever had to think for himself. You also you realize that?
Yeah.
It's like he's just
He's so brat for 18 years.
He's so self-absorbed in his own little world that he's never had to come up with ideas. It's like,
and then
the only
like,
ideas he comes up
Pacha
with
gives
are like
him-
are selfish, like the summer home, like that's it. Yeah.
There you go, age confirmed.
Well, there you go.
And yet he ends up going back to high school for a couple years.
Well, I mean, I think the movie's made a great case of his character as to why he would need to learn things.
Yeah. But yeah, you notice the servants didn't even care. They were like,
Nope.
okay, yeah, we were just here because we were paid to come here.
We're subjugated. I don't even think they were paid to be here.
Guilty Kronk. Guilty people burn their food and oven mitts.
Mm-hmm. Liar, liar. Oven mitts on fire.
Mm.
And Yzma's no dummy. She might be the smartest character in the movie aside from Pacha and Chicha.
Except she makes Kronk pull all the weight.
She makes him pull all the way because he's the muscle.
Yes, but like, if you wanted to poison Cusco, why didn't you just slip the poison in yourself?
So that she's not culpable.
That's really on you.
So that she doesn't have her fingerprints on the glass. She's smart.
Oh, fair, fair. I'm so glad both of them came back for the TV series because the way they play off each other is so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the actors were just they were like in the same. They were in the recording booth together.
Kids.
Again, when
do the kids have like foresight?
No, I think it's just one of those things.
Oh.
And that was his explanation for leaving. That was a pretty good excuse for him to leave and go, well, literally save the Emperor's life. I mean, they spend a lot of time
this
around.
is literally me and my brother. I'd be on the top bunk and he'd be on the bottom bunk, and we just argue like yaha, naha, yaha, nah, blah, blah, blah.
I think it's one of those things where it's just done for
You
the
have
comedy.
5 siblings. Did you have like a couple that you'd be like with the yaha, naha kind of thing?
Not outside of, you know, just referencing the movie.
Yeah, well, it's progress. He's like trying to acknowledge.
Thank you, Froggy.
Awkward though.
Suspicious. Just staring him down. God, look at his face there. He also just looks like John Goodman. Like, he just dead up looks like Peruvian John Goodman. Well, oh, I heard in the in the right channel a little symbol, kind of a villainous little in the symbol in the scores. I'm like, that's really cool. I'm wearing headphones. That's kind of the first time I've ever noticed that. Because if there's one thing Cusco's good at, it's not really caring about anyone else. Absolutely. And smug son of a bitch. Hey Shrek, I'm looking down.
I had to edit this scene too, and I think this might have been my least favorite because of all the bridge stuff.
It's just beautiful. What a fucking... Just absolute bastard. Actually, this is a pretty good example of how to use cartoon sound effects well in like a fist fight. It's very understated. Oh, jeez. And I have to imagine... I mean, arm. Technically not an arm. Really doesn't matter whose foot goes first on which side. Just keep going. God. This whole scene was a scene for the trailer. Or at the very least, like, this scene, like, was at the end of, like, the most, like, I think the teaser. It's just the cartoon animation on everybody. Right there. And that's where the trailer cut it off, just for funsies. Because, well, this is less a part of the comedy scene and more so a part of the character arc. I mean, they definitely did Scorpions justice. Making them look like they feel.
It's like, huh? Huh? Denial. He knows. And the next time we see them.
Yeah.
You deserve better.
Also, I absolutely love how
well, it hates you.
Right back.
Oh, Kronk.
You sweetheart.
See, like all these modern jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolute.
see, Yzma and Cusco are pretty much the same.
Yeah, but Yzma is even more a narcissist in all this. Like, she just won't accept anyone but herself being at the center of everything. She must be in charge, she must have control.
Yeah, they're character foils.
Yep. Absolutely love, like, how while Cusco was transforming, he was still talking. So she's not like, and he talks! It's like, it's just like a thing. It's like, they already know he talks. Also just funnier to just have him transforming and not notice it, because he's off in his own little world.
This is why Kronk is considered a Disney princess by some.
Yeah.
Because he talks to animals. Yeah, also the anachronism with the Cub Scouts kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or Wilderness Scouts or whatever.
That's all. That was such a good. I love that line read really, really a lot. Evil grin. Sneaky, sneaky bastard.
And here's probably one of the biggest anachronisms: this fast food chain. You know, like no llamas around cut.
I love how they're on the same page. The same page.
Mrs. Potato Head.
Yep.
A bit. Yeah. I think.
God, that's rude.
That is a joke.
She's
That is a joke that goes over your head.
that is so
As a
mean.
kid?
She's so pretty.
I mean, she didn't kick them out.
No, she didn't kick them out. No, she doesn't recognize that it's a llama. She just thinks she's not. She doesn't look very pretty.
Or she acknowledges that it's actually a male.
You know, maybe.
What? You didn't get the coming out in public thing?
Yeah, fair. I probably should have figured.
You didn't know what I was talking about. That's also Mazel Tov.
Yeah.
Like
I guess they're Jewish now too.
We wouldn't have had any Jews at this time. See what I mean? Intentional anachronisms.
They're having fun. It's comedy. They're just doing everything. I mean, what's a honeymoon to these people? What's marriage to these people?
It's like the Flintstones.
Yep.
It's like the Flintstones, just a bunch of modern
They're the
jokes
modern Incan family.
Exactly. And this I didn't quite get as a kid, but now I do.
Is he? Is that guy a llama fucker?
No, more like he was checking out the booty.
But you do wonder, it's like, how do you not notice that she's on 4 legs?
Maybe he only saw the booty part and it looked kind of big, you know?
Fair enough. Like a bustle, yeah, that makes more sense. Cause
Oh, weak ankles. Talk to Meg. Cusco. Entitled guest.
Yep. The confidence. I love the guy's just his arm is moving, just this frustrated look on his face. And then a little fedora. Yeah. Oh my god.
Now see, Kronk may not be much in the way of thinking, but when it comes to cooking, he's a genius.
See, that's the thing. I'm fairly certain the way that scene interprets is obviously comedic, but I think, like, in Kronk's head, he's hearing what she's, like, what he's saying out loud is actually what she said to him. You know? It's like, he's got this...
No, it's diner slang.
Yes. But, you know, she was the one who used diner slang earlier. So, what Kronk saying the diner slang is like when he heard it as the actual order, it was actually her saying the diner slang, so he said the diner slang back to get us the impression, oh, he understood what she was saying to him. It may just be me interpreting it that way, but I've always interpreted it that way, even as a kid. It's like, oh, he understands that nonsense, okay. It's like, she said that to his face.
God, Kronk's like, come on, make up your mind. The fact that he could keep track of all that, too.
I mean, he's a savant. There are things that people are good at, even when they're not all there.
Yeah. He knows more than Kevin, that's for sure. And you know who I'm talking about.
You gotta give Kronk some credit. ADHD brain. Poor baby. Damn it! We were like this close to giving her a heart attack with how old she is.
Apparently, she's only in her 40s.
Oh yeah, that was something from the series, right?
Like Kronk, I'm only 47 or something like that.
It's like, I don't see it.
It is illegal to be scary beyond all reasons.
Uh. Good lord. Quick change on his facial expression gets me every goddamn time. Sorry, Kronk. I think it's her unbirthday.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the nail on the. That's got to be the.
Nobody cares about you.
It's like, just imagine
Except
the
for
only one
Kronk,
who really
care about you.
Yeah, the only person who really seemed to give a shit about you was you. And then the only person who was willing to help you, you turned him away, threw him away. God, what an asshole.
Yeah, he was willing to help you, even though you were going to destroy his home.
This really is like one of the great buddy comedies. This is very akin to something like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where the guy has been an asshole, and the absolute kind-hearted sweetheart has been trying to help him out. And then halfway through the journey, he's like, they end up going their separate ways because they just.
Then we got this.
Then we got this. Yep.
It's like his ego was telling the whole story.
Yep.
And now he knows. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because, like, the thing is, like, the narration was coming from completely off screen, so it was like, it was Kuzco's subconscious, and he's just, like, having his, like, you know, like, he was in that place, like, in that emotional state, like, oh, come on, like.
Yes, Kuzco is Disney's first Karen, and yeah, there was an episode where Yzma drank a youth potion and made herself look young, and then flirted with Kuzco. It was so creepy.
So weird.
Hi, I'm Yasmin.
Didn't pay his check.
Yeah.
And no, that.
Is it weird that with the age differences with Kuzco being 18, would the movie work better if he and Pacha had a father-son relationship? I mean, they kind of do, don't they?
They do.
Or at least a big brother, little brother kind of thing. Oh.
I mean, like, Pacha's.
Oh. There's actually an episode where Kuzco acknowledges that Pacha is like the father he never had.
Okay, I'm in a moment there.
They don't really go into that. Like, he has no parents. He has Yzma, who practically raised him, and you see how she is.
The pitch tent joke flew over my head as a kid. Oh yeah, I forgot to call that out. Yeah, the pitch tent, because Kronk only has a little tent. Little
He's sleeping outside with an itty bitty tent.
Little bitty tent over his waistline.
And it's like, okay. He didn't even say anything yet. No. He's like, hi.
Yeah, the llamas.
Animals, you don't even fit in with the other llamas.
Are really good at sussing out the vibes, you know?
And Kuzco was really willing to go, you know what? Yes, I live among the young llamas now. I will accept this.
It's like, at this point, it's...
Okay, that I understand, Kuzco. That's gross. And Pacha has his poncho and hat back, so he really did follow him all the way. Yes. And he was only doing that so Kuzco could hear him.
Yeah.
He knows the llamas aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really lousy llama. Like, yeah, you were trying to eat grass. He's like, oh.
Best line read of the movie.
Yeah.
And also best animation in the movie. That was so fucking funny.
And now they're playing checkers.
Yeah.
Also, these guys are really on the lighter side.
She's not buying it.
Yeah, this white Cheech is awesome. His new best friends.
His new best friends.
Which they keep in Crosshair Grove. He's great with the kids.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, yes. How'd the pregnant woman bend over? I mean, I've never been pregnant, but I'm pretty sure that it's very hard to bend over when you're that pregnant. It's a strain on the back.
Yeah.
Love the games that came out this year. Also, as a kid, I pictured in my head if Krog finished that, he'd be like, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed."
Yeah.
Now this is impressive. That's challenge.
That's really quick.
And she was using frying pans before Rapunzel.
Love it. Love the friggin'. Love the little cartoon llamas around his head.
And she really takes this whole story in pretty nicely.
Yeah. Listen, sister. Yep.
And he's right. Oh.
What the fucking eyeball?
Yeah.
That's so freaking funny at the same time. God.
Which you should have done in the beginning.
And the dialogue is also great. That's because they were making this film at the floor polisher. I forgot how much.
This whole scene
forgot
makes
how
no
much
sense.
was really
This whole
in
scene
this
is
film
definitely Looney
like that.
Tunes because it makes no sense. How'd those kids move so fast? Faster than that speeding wheelbarrow.
You know, I'm starting to think there was more than one of those kids. More than two of them kids.
Ooh. Now, piñatas, yes, are a Latin American thing. I don't know how long they've had piñatas, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kronk, not evil.
Yeah, he's just such a sweetheart. And I love... Now, the full version of this track on the album is called Run Llama Run, and there's actually a bit, they do this whole jazz bit, this old Cab Calloway thing, like, oh, run, llama, run, to just get the guys in the back doing that. It's just really great.
I remember, like a list of, like, top 10 times Disney broke the fourth wall, and this movie was, like, at the top. It was, like, the entire movie broke the fourth wall.
The entire movie, just the whole movie. The whole top 10 list is the movie, just the whole movie. The whole movie is the top 10 list, that's it.
Like, yeah, we got lines on the ground, and like,
Yep. I love this. I love flowers. Flowers being the.
I just noticed those flowers. I just noticed those flowers too.
I think I saw those like the last couple of times I watched this film. It was like, yeah, that's just a really cute little detail. You may not notice it at first, especially as a kid. You wouldn't even know what that was supposed to be. It's like, this is really funny. This is just another thing in this film that's just really clever. You don't even need to. You don't even need to see the setup. Just show the punchline again. There you go.
Although I do wonder how they got in with all the guards.
Actually, what's funny is that that's actually true because Yzma was sitting on the left side of the vehicle and Kronk was sitting on the right, so that's attention to detail right there.
Okay, they were forced to put this joke in there.
Okay, they were forced, but it was still funny. It's still funny.
Oh, and here we go. This movie.
It just piles on the joke boat. And then he just pulls up the goddamn map.
And that is how you fill in a plot hole.
I also love how the map has. I also love how the map has a little legend with Yzma and Llama Face in there. Just love it.
Nah. They didn't. What they didn't fill in the plot hole. They just like put a blanket over it.
The thing is that they basically nudged the fourth wall and then just tore the map out from it, and now there's a hole in the fourth wall.
It is a cruel irony.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a bat and a spider in the back. Like Batman and Spider-Man. They really didn't want to see her leg.
I love the way he says yo. That's just very Patrick Warburton. Mostly so that's a GIF. That GIF has a lot of utility. Oh no. And the way they animate Yzma's lip sync is so extra. The way she has her tongue.
That is going too far.
The way she has her tongue out.
You broke the poor baby's heart.
Yeah.
Well, we all knew he was gonna end up good because he's such a cinnamon roll.
And all three of them.
It's no wonder he got his own movie.
Such a good.
She does actually have some fight in her.
Yeah.
Physically, you know. That elbow move. Woo. He's was such a great villain.
Yeah, secret lab. You have the guards on standby.
It's a shame they don't use all the potions.
I mean... I mean, I guess they didn't have... Well, they've only got so many they can do. Like, it's a movie. We gotta wrap this shit up.
They're like, anyone else? No,
they never questioned that in the barnyard. I think the biggest thing that keeps Cusco recognizable as all these animals is between
the color?
Between the big eyes that we already have with the llama, they all have his hair. Like you even see it coming off the back of his like parrot head.
And all of them have a reddish color to them.
Yep.
And then Yzma has a purplish color.
Yep. But even the whale has his hair. It's just I think it's at certain points, like with the whale, where you kind of just ignore what the character looks like. Just make it a whale, red whale with his hair. Yeah. Gross.
Oh, funny part. During the baby scene, all these animals were shown. Really? I have to go back to that. Well, those guys probably died.
All the plush toys. Sometimes foreshadowing is fairly obvious. Sometimes you gotta watch a comedy several times to get all the jokes.
That's Disney for you.
Look, they found a purple one. And that's directly like Maleficent with the shape of the smoke cloud and everything.
And then that. Hello, Catwoman.
And a reference to Catwoman as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh. Sorry. I was reading it from writer,
I
sorry.
I said Catwoman. I say hello, Catwoman, Eartha Kitt.
And
I think this part was improvised. It's like, is that my voice? I mean, did they actually get to hear themselves all squeaky while they recorded?
that's actually the director voicing Yzma as a cat? That's Mark Dindal? That's a pitched up Mark Dindal? That's insane. Like, that's hilarious and acting chops as well. Like, to be able to match Eartha Kitt's vibe. He matched the character and the performance so perfectly. My God.
Then he probably was on his like, is that my voice? Is that my voice? Because it's not her voice.
Yeah. Maybe if we pitch it down a little bit, we can actually hear, maybe he's stunned that he was able to do the impression that well.
But Eartha Kitt voiced the cat in the video games? Interesting. Trampolines too, and organisms.
Yep. It's like, so, I think it was literally like, so how do we get Yzma back up there? And then somebody just said, so for the last time, we didn't order a trampoline. You know, you could have told me that before you set it up. And everyone laughed their asses off, and they're like, yep, we're doing it.
and here's when previous actions come back into play. You think we're thinking? Yeah.
First,
they're working together now.
First being on the same page at the diner, now they're on the same page about something that they're very well familiar with. And the confidence with which they do it.
Yeah.
Man, now I can't even give Eartha Kitt credit for that line read, but like, it's still a good line read. Everything's a joke in this movie, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, so it's definitely Disney's funniest movie. I'd say it's the funniest, you know?
Oh yeah, this movie is insanely hilarious. Like, yeah, we were having a few chuckles at Hercules, but this movie just goes off the rails.
And that's why it's such a cult classic. I don't remember how it did at the box office, but you know, everybody loves this movie because there's just never a dull moment.
I think it definitely made its money back in DVD sales.
And VHS. I bought the VHS. Yeah,
it made its in the home video retail. It made its money back. Because I guess it hit better with the kids because of how silly and over the top it is. And the adults, you know, like, because we had the DVD for this, so yeah, I'm pretty damn sure. Like, a lot of these movies at this time were like, they were not doing well at the box office.
Okay.
They were, yeah.
Okay, it is not Deus Ex Kronk because you know the trapdoor had let him out there.
Yeah, we did establish that he was falling down the trapdoor.
Now, if like Kronk had never been in the movie ever, and
that
then
would be
just
completely...
suddenly showed up out of nowhere.
I love how he's still putting up a front, but really showing how he has changed.
Yeah, and you know, we saw him making amends.
You see a little phase where he just had the mouth? It's like when Fluttershy says, "We have 2 cakes." I don't know why that face doesn't get used more. It's kind of cute and funny.
Boom, baby. And now he's humbled, and he's got friends.
I love how the lyrics have completely changed.
And look, it's a llama! And now you got an actual mama figure.
Yeah.
And it does carry over into the TV series when he moves in with them.
Yeah.
Oh, in case you're wondering what Kronk is doing.
Yeah, I don't get why she left the Junior Chipmunks, man. Anyway.
I mean, wouldn't you be annoyed?
Story by Chris Williams.
If, like,
Chris Williams. Well, not Chris Buck. Chris Williams. Still. Songs by Sting. Music by Sting and David Hartley.
Yeah, which is
executive producer
and
Don Hahn.
I met him.
Patricia Hicks is the associate producer. Art director Colin Stimson. The editor. Great job, Pamela. Co-art director. It probably happened when they shifted everything. Cap supervisor. Scene planting Thomas Baker. Final paint check of the cap supervisors. Executive music producer Chris Monton.
Yeah, I really
My Funny
can't
Friend
watch
and Me,
this
performed
without...
by Sting.
Yeah, this song right here.
Yeah.
But I really can't watch this anymore without seeing the pony clips
Yeah.
that we put to this. If you guys
everything.
haven't seen my collab ponification of the Emperor's New Groove,
Here we go.
as we called it.
Cusco and Cusco Llama supervising animator Nick Ranieri. Pacha supervising animator was Bruce W. Smith, and I don't see Eric Goldberg in there. I'm gonna look for Eric Goldberg.
Yeah, you can see the
Tony Bancroft on Kronk,
you can see all the videos on. You can see the videos on YouTube. Also, in one of those descriptions, there'll be a link to the audience reactions, which are hilarious at the very last BronyCon in Baltimore.
That's interesting.
That was really something to go out on. We had such a turnout for that.
Man, a lot of the animators. See, I'm still not seeing Eric Goldberg anywhere. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess because a lot of these animators' names are a little like aside from Tony Bancroft, I know Tony Bancroft, he animated Pumbaa and shit, so, but yeah, I guess this was kind of Disney's B team, and their A team was busy working on probably the next few films, you know?
The next few films.
This film kind of turned into a bit of a sinking ship for a bit. And they kind of
after this is
and they had
Atlantis, right?
They had Atlantis. They had Treasure Planet with their Winner Chicken Dinners. Musker and Clements. The movie wasn't Winner Chicken Dinner, but those directors had not failed the studio up to that point. So
and Lilo and Stitch. Don't forget Lilo and Stitch.
Chris Sanders' first foray into directing in animation.
And what a movie to make your debut.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but next up is Atlantis, right?
I think so. Let me pull up my list here.
This is Disney's.
Yes, Atlantis 40th? Is up next. Yes, I think we determined this was the 40th movie. They're still, yeah.
But yeah. So this movie, of course, is like Disney's funniest movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's
absolutely
something that can't
nuts.
be good.
It can hardly be claimed by any other Disney film, because hardly any other Disney film manages to animate this funny, dares to improvise this funny. And I think part of it was just they had no story. Mark Dindal and everyone else in the writing room, in the story room, were just making shit up. They were all making shit up, and it's just the funniest things ever. They just make. Bob Bergen was a voice in this film.
If I recall, I think the next time we have like a bunch of voice actors in one room improvising the shit out of a scene is Wreck-It Ralph, unless I'm forgetting something.
I mean, outside of Disney, you have Surf's Up, which was entirely done as like a.
We're still talking about Disney, so.
I mean, yeah, but like any time that they get like more than one actor in the recording booth together, there's gonna be improv, you know? Which honestly happens a lot more and more as we go forward, you know? Because traditionally,
maybe it's not the best in showing ink and culture, but
it's
like I said,
never even set
no
out
one's
to do
offended
that.
by this. Nobody's offended by this movie. There's like none of the jokes in here are racist jokes.
None of the jokes are racist
You know?
jokes. Everything is just silly. This movie is movie is a circus, and the characters are all the best clowns in the Disney film, in the Disney animation pantheon. Like, you think Mickey Mouse, Donald, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, they're great. They're good clowns. But this movie is just insane that it even happened. Special thanks to the following support staff at Walt Disney Animation, whose tireless effort made possible this film. It's like, it's just, yeah, because like, holy shit. Because from Kingdom of the Sun to having everything thrown out and then to still come out with a film that becomes a cult classic. It's really fucking good.
It was definitely successful enough in the long run for it to have a direct-to-video sequel and then a spin-off TV series.
Yeah.
And,
Some movies, some Disney animated films are lucky enough to get one, let alone both. You know?
Yeah.
So that was The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah. And now, if you excuse me, I'll have to explain to my boyfriend where the language Portuguese comes from.
All right. But before that, it's just good. Honestly, it's just I love this film going in. I love this film coming out. Everything about it is just beautiful. It's just beautiful acting, beautiful art, beautiful animation, and beautiful comedy. Like beautiful comedy. It's just so great.
Okay. Yeah, Bella is definitely going off on you because she's the one from Brazil.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, but yeah, great film. Great film. That's gonna be it for us. That's a wrap. Next week is Atlantis. Thank you all so much for joining us.
And honey, after Atlantis, is that going to be our last one for this year?
That's gonna be our last one for the year. Go out on a high note and come back on a high note. Our first film of next year is gonna be Lilo and Stitch. Like,
honey, so I come back, like, I think on that Tuesday morning. I come back home, and then I'm gonna have to go to work.
We're skipping that Tuesday.
Thank you. I'm just double checking because I'm gonna have to go to work right after I get off the plane, and I'm gonna be hella tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hella tired, helicopter. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us on this wonderful comedic romp. And if you're viewing this after the fact, thanks for watching. And if it's your first time watching this movie, go back and watch it again so you can watch it without us talking over it, because because you might have missed a few jokes. And then after watching it and just being commented on how good the animation is and seeing some of the in jokes like the llama cactus, now you can pay attention to the primary humor and really soak it in.
And when you're done with that, go to the pony version on my channel.
Yeah. Then after that, go watch the pony version. Watch this movie once, twice. A movie so nice you'll watch it thrice. And remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody.
Adios, muchachos.